Good morning, everybody. We're back. Today, it's a whole bunch of the same. This morning, I'm starting on the hood. I'm gonna pull the hood off. Zach is already underneath, and we got a John Deere bag full of bolts. There's our guy. We got some, whatever you want to call them. I call them structural washers. Big heavy duty dudes. And Zach's working on getting the clamshell back on, bolts in, all tightened down. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, that sure does make life easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes it faster, that's for sure.
All right, so we think we figured out why we had broken bolts. So that clamshell, it actually has a cutout on the bottom. Zach, hold that up so we can see it's got a little cutout right here. It's beveled. The reason why is that bevel actually sits on the frame and holds the weight. And that thing was upside down. So what happens is when this thing, I don't know why the weight would go that way, but when it goes to where that thing's setting, it breaks the bolts off because the bolts are holding the load, rather than that big piece of steel holding the load. Right. So that's why, and we paid close attention to how this came off. And Zach just noticed that it didn't look like it was going on properly. He looked at the other side that had no broken bolts, and it was actually flipped upside down. So the reason, yeah, that's how it was.
This is how it was. Can you see the gap in the bottom down here?
Not really, no.
Here. Oh, my hands are dirty.
That's fine. So anyway, the bottom line is,
flip it over. The
reason why the bolts broke is because the bolts were holding the load rather than the big blocks of steel holding the load. So now we'll get that fixed and won't have that issue anymore. All right, guys, we actually took this pipe completely off the turbo, plugged it at the turbo because there's some rust in here just from being on here. That's pretty normal. You can see on the bottom right there, this huge, I mean, you can literally see the rust floating around in there now. Look at it all. Oh, man. So that was never in the pipe. That's from me pulling it off of this and it being inside here. You can see how flaky that is. You don't want to put this back together like that. That will pull it right inside the turbo. Zach's gonna pull the filter out and we'll get kind of a look at what we got going on here. We got some bird feathers and
good.
Looks like there's plenty of nesting material in here. Somebody tried to build a nest in there at one time. There's bird feathers and all kinds of good stuff. So turbo's plugged up. Nothing's gonna get in here. We're gonna pull everything apart here. We're gonna clean the housing real good. We're gonna clean the inlet pipe real good. And then we'll go ahead and throw it all back together and throw some new filters in it, and you'll be worry-free. How this gets messed up is, it's not messed up when it's running. When you start taking things apart, that's when things get messed up. So if you were to come in here and start pulling filters out, and it starts knocking debris loose on the inside of the filter, like this right here, it's just nasty right here. That's what you got to be careful of. It'll tear an engine up. I mean, you'll go from having something that runs real good, all of a sudden start smoking a little bit because you just forced a bunch of trash inside the cylinder.
Your filter's fairly clean.
Yeah. The good news is that filter hadn't been changed in a while. It's not full of trash, but we got new ones, so we won't destroy these until we know we got the right ones. But all right, we're gonna get to cleaning. Everything's cleaned up. The pipe work, the housing, everything is 100% cleaned up. Even the inside of the lid, everything that is on the inside of the filter faces must be clean, and this one is. So we got this done. We're putting it back together. We'll get the new filters in it, and we'll be good to go. Yeah.
Where's you got the nut for that one?
This one's on the lid.
Oh, okay. You didn't pull the paper towels out of turbo?
Yeah, sure did. That's one thing you definitely don't want to forget.
No. Definitely not.
We got her pretty clean. It's not too bad. It's 100% better than it was. I mean, there was grease down here like crazy. So yeah, I'm real happy with this. I'd say I could get me a bristle brush and scrub some of this old hydraulic oil off the back, and I don't think this thing's getting any better than this. I mean, It's old, it's used, and it's tired. But it's about as clean as it's going to be, at least for now. So I guess there aren't any more excuses. I guess now we got to go actually push some stuff around with it. We got all the panels on. We left the one engine cover off because we want to check the fuel filter and make sure it's not leaking. So we're going to fire this thing up. Everything's back together. And we're going to let it warm up, check the coolant. I don't see any leaks. So we can put this on, tighten a couple more things down. That'll be it. At least for now. We're always gonna be working on this thing, but for now, we can start pushing some dirt around a little bit. We definitely feel a lot better about the things we've done to this thing just after we've seen the oil and the air filter, hydraulic oil, everything that we've done, broken bolts. You know, this thing is old and it's not in great shape, but hey, I didn't pay great shape money for this thing, so it's not like I went and spent $50,000. So at this point, we feel pretty comfortable. We can go and push a little dirt around, and there's always going to be work to do to this thing, but for right now, I think we're good to go. I just got to figure out it's so clean now that it squeaks something.
It sounds like it's back here in the sprocket. To me, it just sounds like it's squeaking on the sprocket.
Yeah, to me it sounded like it was either a rollers or the tracks themselves when they bend over.
I think it's the tracks.
Okay. All right.
It sounds like it's coming from back here, like where the tracks rolling over the sprocket.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move some of this out of the way so we can get back here and start measuring some stuff. I'm gonna knock some of this down and maybe back in here. Okay. All right.
Pushing it towards the bank.
Yeah, we might have to, that big pine right there that actually came down, we might have to actually get a chainsaw and start cutting that up. Yeah, there's fuel in our bin right inside the door. All right. Okay. Thank you. I hope that's one of the ones she wanted down. that's a wrap for today. And man, what a good day it was. We get to the point where you can actually do some work that's meaningful, to me anyway. I mean, it's not that we haven't been working. We're just working on stuff that we didn't really intend to do or intend to spend that much time on. So, as you can see, we came out and worked for a few hours after we were done with our whatever 2-week-long service. We still got work to do to that guy, but as you can see, we have mowed a lot of this down. Zach's been cutting trees up into small sections, and we feel good that we actually got to get out and do some what we consider reasonable work that we see. You know, you get out here and see what you've done. So we will more than likely be back here tomorrow. I don't know, just depends on the weather. I haven't really looked at it, but I want to just let everybody know how much I appreciate you watching these videos. Come back every single week, watch the videos. I hope you guys are enjoying them. So for all your substandard YouTube content, right here.